says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. F you. Tony Brown, but who the f***'s in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh,
but actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
also follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking.
We actually follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unprettier.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad? What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay. Why do people happy? KW, LOLW, XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, It's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
Yo,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking bits.
Fuck, damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says justice on it. and then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice.
And it's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It is time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. I am the Outlaw of Long Island, Zach Droll. As always, I'm here joined by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. We have Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and down below we have the Goon, Christian. Geez, we have a lot. Well, not a lot to talk about, but a lot to get through.
Pay-per-view week.
Yeah, strong pay-per-view week. It's going to be an intense time.
I'm still mad at myself for making plans on Saturday before remembering the pay-per-view was on Saturday.
You're not canceling them.
Imagine having friends and hanging out on a Saturday. Can't be me.
Christian, do it one more time. I deserve it. Come on.
Off.
No.
Just because you want it now, he's not going to give it to you.
Well, I mean, I wanted it last week because I deserved it.
Fuck, you think I'm working a corner somewhere? Asking me demanding shit? Crazy.
Also, I know we might have a new viewer today because someone who was showing me an apartment down in North Carolina, he was a pro wrestling fan. Him and his brothers are pro wrestling fans. Told him to check out the channel. So maybe he's here, maybe he's not. I don't know, but if he is, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Freaking News Jones over here. Hit us with it.
Jones.
All right. So first off, get to the New Japan side of things. A couple more matches for Wrestle Kingdom have been announced. By a couple, I mean two. Coming out of the Lone Star Shootout show. I still have yet to see it. I do want to watch that Zack Sabre Jr. Mike Bailey matchup. But yeah, the two matches coming out of it will be for the New Japan World Television Championship, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. And for the Never Openweight Championship, Tama Tonga versus Shingo Takagi. So that's going to be some good stuff coming up at Wrestle Kingdom. That card is far from over with. But yeah, very good stuff coming from there. Also, the New Japan World update is live. It's awesome, and it's a great upgrade. Also, we have the entrance for World Tag League this year, which is basically like the tag team version of the G1, kind of like a mini G1, but like with the tag teams. And we finally got the lineup for it. And in my opinion, this is the best World Tag League lineup we've had in probably a couple years. I think this is the best World Tag League lineup we've had since pre-pandemic. In my opinion, this is a great lineup this year. And it's a lot of one. It's a tour that a lot of people tend to skip, but this one I don't think I'm going to be skipping this year. So in the A block, here's the teams that are going to be entering. We have the team of Shota Umino and Ren Narita, two of the Reiwa Musketeers, Toriano and Tomohiro Ishii of Chaos, Hinare and Great Khan of the United Empire.
Hell yeah.
TMDK, represented by Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols. The Bullet Club War Dogs, Alex Coughlin and Gabe Kidd. House of Torture, Yujiro Takahashi and Evil. We have a Pro Wrestling Noah two Pro Wrestling Noah talents, Kaito Kiyomiya, who was in the G1, and Ryohei Oiwa, which Oiwa was a New Japan Young Lion, but he's on excursion in Pro Wrestling Noah right now. So he's coming back for like a guest appearance for this tour. So it's going to be Kaito Kiyomiya and Ryohei Oiwa. And then to close out the A block, we have the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona of the Mogul Embassy from AEW. And I thought this is my favorite announcement for any team in here. These guys are basically, they're born and bred for a New Japan tour. This is going to do wonders for them. And I'm very excited to watch them rip it up in New Japan. I think that's a great pick. Yeah, Swerve and Nana, and then they're not going to be on TV for a little bit. They're going to lose them for maybe about a month. But it's going to be very beneficial for them in the long run. So I'm very happy that they got to do that. They're going to get to do this tour. And then the B block, we have Bishamon, which is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, last year's winners. We have the strong openweight tag champions. We have Hikuleo and El Phantasmo. We have Yuji Nagata and Minoru Suzuki. We have Yuya Uemura and Taichi from Just Five Guys. We have from CMLL, Soberano Jr. and Atlantis Jr. We have Yoda Tsuji and a mystery partner. And we have Bad Luck Fale and Jack Bonza from the Bullet Club Rogue Army, which is like the Fale Dojo New Zealand wing. And the final one, which is actually they've been teaming on New Japan Strong shows. And they're a really cool team, Monster Sauce. We have Alex Zane and Lance Archer. So Lance Archer will be heading right back to Japan after he just got back on AEW television. But
to be honest, I think he should do a lot more down in Japan, help promote the AEW's name more.
I mean, it's perfect because that's what he's doing, and it's perfect because he's got he's very established down there. It's almost like he's never. It feels like he never left when he goes back to New Japan. But yeah, so it's a great lineup this year, and yeah, very excited for World Tag League this year.
I think if I can, just to segue into another news topic when you're done. I think it's a perfect segue. Yeah,
the last piece of New Japan news that there is Kevin Kelly has finally departed New Japan. Sadly, I mean, obviously he just got added to the AEW roster page, so he should be full time with AEW now. But he was going to do Wrestle Kingdom, but he has a family thing that he can't show up for it. So they put out a press release, very short one, says, "Thank you for supporting New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kevin Kelly, who has been the English voice of New Japan broadcast since King of Pro Wrestling 2015, has departed New Japan to pursue outside opportunities, which is at AEW. Kevin was originally planned to join the English broadcast of Wrestle Kingdom 18 on January 4th, but will be unable to attend due to family commitments. New Japan Pro Wrestling joins fans in their gratitude for the work Kevin has done to grow the English-speaking audience for New Japan and countless memorable calls over the years. We wish Kevin the very best in his future." I mean, I thought it was great, very classy from New Japan, and Kevin Kelly in New Japan is my favorite commentator of all time. Just hit some of the greatest calls I've ever heard from some of the greatest matches I've ever seen. And he's going to do great for full time in AEW. Excited to keep listening to him, and great stuff from there. And very excited to see Kevin in AEW full time.
So, even though this was talked about on the show, I just want to talk about it for news wise. As Christian had mentioned, there's World Tag League, but there is going to be a G1 style AEW tournament.
Continental Classic.
And the finals take place in our backyard.
Yep. So the finals are going to be taking place.
Christian's, not really Mike's.
Close enough.
Yeah. So the finals are going to be taking place at World's End in Long Island. So I'm very excited for that. But it's going to be 12 men. It's going to be 12. So it's probably going to be 2 blocks of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Round robin. There's going to be 2. It's probably going to end up being like either 2 or 3.
Or even 3 blocks of 4. Right? Does that make sense?
No, it's going to be 2 blocks.
Okay. I'm trying to think of how to.
I think they confirmed it was 2 blocks too.
Okay.
So 2 blocks. It's probably going to end up being 2 matches on Dynamite, 2 matches on Collision. The first name announced so far is Bryan Danielson, which I don't have a clue in hell how this guy keeps getting cleared. But he is. So I guess John Cena, his former brother-in-law, gave him some sort of that mutant healing power that Cena used to have.
They
So,
weren't even married. What was it?
I know, that's why I said former.
Well, no, it can't even be former. It was just an engagement, and the engagement broke off, so it was soon to be brother-in-law.
Almost brother-in-law.
There you go.
But
Gotta be technical up in this.
but
son
yeah,
of a D.
so I'm very excited for Brian to be in this because obviously Brian, we've all talked about it. We want Brian to do the G1. We've been waiting for Brian to do the G1. He even said, and I don't think it's right in my life and it's not fair to my family at this point in my life to do a G1. He feels like it's probably just too late. So instead of sending Brian to do the G1, just bring it to him, like a mini G1 to him, which I'm cool with.
It still hurts.
It's gonna be cool, but I do want to emphasize with people that haven't really seen a G1 or not used to the G1. Obviously, it's not going to be like the G1 where
it'll be a month long.
The G1 is a lot bigger, but the G1 has everybody in it. Every storyline, every title feud is halted for about a month and a half for the G1. The champion is in it. The top guys are in it. So not everybody's going to be in the G1. They're not going to halt MJF stories, or they're not going to halt all these big stories that are happening in AEW to put these guys in the tournament. Like MJF will not be in this tournament. He will not be in this tournament because he has the title and stuff. So it's going to be a bunch of guys that don't have anything to do or outside of stuff to do for this tournament. So there's going to be a lot of guys in this tournament that are lower than guys like Bryan Danielson. But that is the magic of the G1. This is where lower end guys come up. In the G1, at least everybody, damn near everybody, has a questionable loss. It's like the playoffs in football. That I know some guy used to listen to talk about the G1. The G1 is the closest thing to the playoffs in pro wrestling. Like playoff sports. It's the closest thing.
Oh yes.
And sometimes in playoff sports, the underdog wins. Just the team might be better. Look at the fucking Giants and the Patriots that won Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like look at
That's
the
a real good
Cincinnati
example.
Cincinnati Bengals and the Chiefs a couple of years ago. But so you're gonna need guys in here that are gonna play spoiler. The reason Toriano is in the G1 every year is not because he's going to be any close to winning. He will never win. He will never get out of the block. It's not gonna happen. He is there for a role. He is there to play spoiler. He is there to beat a Kazuchika Okada by a nefarious means. He's there to beat Tetsuya Naito by just pure stupidity. He's there to fucking pin the goddamn world champion by taping him to the fucking guardrail. There's guys that are in the G1 like a Shane Haste, like a Hinare, like an Eddie Kingston, who are good talent. They're great, but they're not going to win. But they'll step in there and they'll go beat a Shingo. They'll go beat a fucking Okada. They'll go beat a Tanahashi because you need the lower end guys to beat the higher end guys to make it unpredictable. And that's why the G1's so great, because it's so unpredictable, because every football, any given Sunday, in the G1, any given match, somebody can lose. And that's just how it is. So you're going to see guys in this tournament beating guys that are questionable. I don't know who's going to be in this tournament, but say if you got a guy like Buddy Matthews or a guy like Commander or a Lee Moriarty or even, I don't know, even like AR Fox, Big Bill, Action Andretti, those types of guys should be the people beating a Bryan Danielson, a Jay White, a fucking Jay Lethal, a Kenny Omega, a Takeshita, a Malachi Black. Just like how the G1 does it, that's how I would listen. If Bryan Danielson gets pinned if Bryan Danielson steps into this tournament and gets pinned by fucking Trent Beretta, You're not going to color me surprised. That's what happens in these types of tournaments. And that's what you need. Because then that makes that guy dangerous, and then that makes the other guy, and then the math that goes into the stories, it's some of the most fun thing about Round Robin G1 style tournaments. So I'm very excited for this,
You
and
want to
it's
know
going to be
what
great.
that whole spiel just reminded me of?
What?
Remember, I think it was either like an early 2020 Dynamite at Daly's place. Trent took on Moxley, and there was so much crap online. Why is Trent going like however many minutes with Moxley? And I'm like, I didn't respond to any of it, but I'm just
No,
thinking,
it was,
dumbass, they're building the second level of talent.
It was the Allen Angels and Kenny Omega. That's what people went crazy on.
Yeah, it was Alan Angels.
I mean,
and
no,
Kenny.
people went crazy on that one, but I remember specifically that Trent and Moxley match. People online were just like, why is Moxley going like 14 or 15 minutes? It's like, dude, because one, the guy can wrestle, and two, you have to establish a second level of talent.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm looking at the roster here, and say like they got a guy in this tournament, like Takeshita, for example, very protected, extremely good. He will lose nothing. He will lose absolutely zero if he goes into this tournament and loses to fucking the Butcher. Bryan Danielson isn't going to lose anything if he steps into this tournament and loses to Juice Robinson. He's not going to lose anything because it's a points-based thing where guys are wrestling every week, and it's hard. It's supposed to be a hard tournament. That's why the G1 is so grueling. That's why the guys get a month off after it. And now the G1's even bigger with more guys. So this shit happens more. So I'm very excited for this. We're going to be I mean, I remember my G1 math like that I do like when like when we come down to like the most exciting part is the G1 when it comes down to like the final like 4 to 3 nights of block action. It's like, all right, guys are starting to get picked off. There's about 4 guys left in the fucking in the running here. Who's gonna make it out of the block? But that's the thing too. I think the way I see it, they haven't announced a real bracket of how this is gonna go, but I think it's gonna end up the winner of A block, and I think this is how it is. The winner of A block is gonna meet the runner up of B block, and the winner of B block is gonna meet the runner up of A block. They're gonna wrestle. Whoever wins those are going to win their block, and then the 2 block winners will fight for the championship at World's End. So that's just how the G1 does it most recently. So that's how the tournament is going to be structured right now. So we'll see. But I don't know who's in it, but I'll tell you right now.
Anderson.
I don't know who's in this tournament, but I guarantee you Bryan Danielson's going to be there at the end.
Oh yeah, I definitely can see that.
They said it was going to start next week, right?
I don't think so. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, that's the one thing I forgot to take a mental note of.
I have it right in front of me here. It kicks off in Chicago on the 22nd. So yes, next week.
So other news. Are we diving into the double news about the people under the mask being the?
Well, not yet, because we're gonna talk about that when we. I mean, we're going to talk about that anyway within the show.
I know, but it's still part of news.
I know. I mean, it's since it's part of the show. I mean, it's part of the speculation. We're going to be speculating on it anyway, so just keep it. We don't have to do it fucking 3 places. But
just real quick, Mike, your friend could have been in on this episode too.
He was also like falling asleep at the end of Dynamite.
That's fair. So. I'm saying if he wanted, he could have been a part of the episode.
But
I just didn't want to tell you guys, or I didn't want that to be a surprise and be like, what?
No, it's all good, man.
Not say anything.
That's all good.
The ending. Hold on.
See, I have consideration.
Actually, yeah. Fucking So Tony Khan today tweeted a very very thought provoking tweet, and I mean, this is kind of out of nowhere. But I'm glad he did. but it says AEW has agreed to terms with one of the world's best wrestlers, a pro who is known plus respected by virtually every AEW fan. They'll come to LA to sign their contract this Saturday on pay-per-view at Full Gear. And besides MJF going flip fucking Gordon, who actually just did sign to a wrestling company today. He did sign to CMLL today.
Hey, before you guys told me that, it was a strong possibility.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think he would have
It was
worded
never
like
a
that
strong.
if it was
It was,
him.
He
it
is
was never
respected by the
possibility.
AEW fans because
No, he's not.
How do you know?
Because he hasn't been on television in fucking years.
But the AEW fans are former fans and longtime fans of
Yeah,
being
and
the
they
elite.
don't know, and a lot of people don't know who the fuck Flip Gordon is, and that was never going to be announcement of that caliber was never going to be Flip Gordon. Are you fucking crazy?
Tony has fallen
Are you
the bag
crazy?
on big announcements.
No.
We're all part of a wrestling show on YouTube. Yes,
Alright.
that automatically makes us crazy.
No, as I'm saying that there was no fucking shot it was going to be Flip Gordon. Flip fucking a week ago posted a thing about what company he's going to go to. He had an AEW hat, an NWA hat, and a WWE hat. If you thought he was going to any three of those promotions besides the NWA or something else, you're fucking out of your mind. But anyway,
NXT could use him. NXT 2.0.
They wouldn't. They're not going to take him.
Could use him.
They're not going to take him. Anyway, he tweets this out, and generally, I don't know who it is, but the first person that popped in my head was Mercedes Moné. Yep. That was the first person I thought of.
I think too.
Number one, because it's in LA.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
She's a big star. And the other reason is she has not signed a contract. She only had a 1-year deal with New Japan. Well, not New Japan. She didn't have a New Japan deal. She had a Bushiroad deal, so she could work both New Japan and Stardom. And that is, I don't know if it came up yet or because she signed it January 1st. But that's the thing though. It's gonna be either her but Andrew Zarian tweeted a picture of an Osprey. He tweeted a picture of an Osprey. He also keeps tweeting about birds and bird up and all this shit. It's either her or Osprey. But the only thing that makes me think it's not Osprey is because Osprey's deal isn't up until February unless somehow he got out of it. Or New Japan by some fucking will or some way are gonna let him sign with AEW now and continue to fulfill his dates that he did in New Japan, just like Carl Anderson did when he went back to WWE. Because Carl Anderson, when he came back to WWE, he still had New Japan dates. He was the never openweight champion, and they let him go back to I think he did Power Struggle, and he went and did Wrestle Kingdom while he was in WWE. So it's either that or Mercedes or somebody else, which I can't see anybody else to that caliber of hype other than Mercedes Moné or Will Ospreay, because all the non-competes that are people saying Ziggler or fucking Mustafa, no, or Matt Riddle, their non-competes are not up. That would be not. That wouldn't be able to work.
They could buy out of their non-competes.
They're not going to do. They're not. No,
no,
they're not going to do
but
that.
I'm saying, in actuality, could they buy out of their non-competes?
No.
Really?
A non-compete is a non-compete. They're getting paid.
I thought there was a possibility of them.
Because if they could buy out, then we would have seen that many times over already.
Okay.
Yeah. That shit would have happened a lot. Or fucking Tony somebody would probably give them the money from Tony to do it. It's not going to be any of the released WWE talent because those non-competes aren't up yet. So to me, with this because Andrew Zarian is extremely reputable. So I'm going to get his tweets up. It was an Osprey. It was an Osprey he tweeted out. He tweeted out a picture of Larry Bird. He tweeted out a picture of fucking Eric Andre and the bird up shit. He says, guys, been really just into birds. So, I mean, he's really laying it on thick that this is probably going to be Will Ospreay. unless he bought his own shit out of his New Japan contract. Maybe that's why Barry Bloom was for. I don't watch basketball, so I don't really know if Larry Bird has another thing that I need to look deeper about in regards to him. But
Larry Bird was a trash talker. That's all I know. Because off of that HBO Max show.
All right, so
that's all I know. And he's from Boston. That's it. That's it.
So is Mercedes Moné.
There you go.
So yeah, maybe both of them. But anyway, that's really all about that. That we don't even have to really speculate that much. That question is going to be answered for us on Saturday at the pay-per-view. And in a week, in 2 weeks, that's probably 3 signings. Well, not probably. That is going to be 3 signings. Because of one we got tonight, which we'll talk about later. But anyway, I think that was it for news.
I'm double checking any Twitter just real quick again. Yeah, there's nothing. Also, yeah, there's nothing. I saw Sean Ross out, but it was the stuff we talked about in the group chat earlier in the day. Also, Mike, I'm relying on you to have the notes because I watched most of this show on a car ride from LaGuardia. So
that's a good data plan.
No, it was not. It lagged a lot of the ways.
All right, never mind. Okay, so we started off with basically who is the devil type of vignette thing. We had the show rundown for tonight's episode, and we actually started off with Mox and Yuta versus Orange Cassidy and Hook.
This match I saw in pre-sale alert for
I forgot to say earlier, January 3rd, Dynamite and Rampage at Newark.
Yeah, I had that up. And also January 6th in Charlotte. I will not be there, unfortunately.
Yet.
Well, no, I won't be there for that show. I wish I was, but I'm not. I would drag my mom to that show because she hasn't been to a wrestling show ever.
Oh boy.
Well, she has, but it's like when it was MSG and every other month they went there. Okay, but yeah, so we kicked off with Mox, Yuta, Blackpool Combat Club taking on Orange Cassidy and Hook. This was real. Outside of the Jack Perry match, was this the first time Hook got pinned but clean?
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, that
he
crossed my mind.
Because he got the belt shot when he fought Jack. And that was pretty much a dirty win. But this was a clean victory for the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, so so this was a pretty good match. They started off fighting in the crowd. But yeah, Hook and Mox worked well together in this match. I thought him and Yuta, especially with the suplex exchanges. But yeah, the Blackpool Combat Club picked up the victory here. What I think is going to end up happening here is that we obviously have Moxley and Orange for the title at the pay-per-view, but I think Yuta and Hook is going to be added for the FTW title. They teased that because Wheeler pinned Hook with the seatbelt for the FTW to pin the FTW champion. So he's going to get an FTW title shot. I don't know if that's going to be at the pay-per-view or at next week's Dynamite. But I could see that being added to the pay-per-view, maybe the 0 hour perhaps.
Yeah,
but
maybe before the MJF match and everything.
Wait a second.
What?
MJF has 2 matches on Saturday, right?
Yes.
I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, after the match, Moxley gets on the mic. He starts yelling at. Well, actually, just to quickly go back, the finish was Orange hit Moxley with the orange punch, and it did nothing to Moxley. It did absolutely fuck all to Moxley. He hit Hook with the Death Rider, and Wheeler pinned him with the seatbelt. But Orange Cassidy was on the outside looking dejected and defeated because the orange punch did nothing to Mox. And Mox basically told him, I'm going to break you. He's going to beat the shit out of him. He's going to take his international title back because you're a pretender. But yeah, they were selling it on commentary that Orange is going to have to find another way to win without the orange punch because that shit does not work on Moxley.
Anymore.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I liked this because it... What's the word I'm looking for here? It not instilled, not showed. It created a sense of doubt for Orange Cassidy going into the pay-per-view, which is something that, in my opinion, they don't do enough of.
So, next up, we
got a backstage shot of Omega, Jericho, Ibushi, and Paul Wight walking in, and then we go to Tony Schiavone in the ring, who announces Swerve. Hold on.
Yeah, so Nana
and Hangman.
Swerve and Nana.
So,
ensues the promo.
So wait, yeah, because we led into this. We talked about what match could have been for the rubber match. Last week. There you go, Christian.
Whenever I'm compared to Samoa Joe, it's a good day.
So, I
chose the wrong time to take a sip of water there.
I had mentioned that like they could do a Texas Death for the no, we all agreed upon Lights Out.
Yeah, Lights Out's better because Texas Death, they're already doing one. It's gonna be too recent.
Yeah, and then I talked about I mentioned Texas Death for the rubber. I think it would have been better as the rubber match, but that's my personal opinion. But I think it would have been better for the rubber match, in my personal opinion. But this one, having a stipulation match for the rubber match, but this one kind of warrants it though.
Because of the house breaking.
Yeah, this one warrants a stipulation type on their match.
Yeah, this was too bad. This was too much of a hot angle to do nothing but a non-stipulation match. That's why I could see them doing the Lights Out here, and then probably like maybe not Lights Out, the Texas Death match. Yet I can see them doing a steel cage maybe for the rubber match or something of the sort. But anyway, Swerve comes out, Hangman comes out. Hangman immediately gets on the... Swerve didn't even have a chance to speak. But Hangman
it's weird because Swerve grabbed the mic from Tony, and then Hangman was just like, nah, get the hell out of here.
So Hangman, he starts yelling at fucking Swerve. This guy's really pissed off, obviously, because of everything Swerve has done to him. But what Hangman says was crazy. So first off, he's saying how he's gonna ruin his life at Full Gear, but the money line here is
this was great.
You're not the man you think you are. It's the reason your fiance left you, and it's the reason your kids won't talk to you. And that was a crazy line, which makes me think of it. It was like the line that Seth Rollins delivered to Matt Riddle, I think a year or two ago, where he says, "That's why your kids don't want to see your bitch ass anymore." And fucking Matt Riddle, what did you say? But no, like Swerve. It is a real, I don't know how much of it is embellished because he does have two, like, not teenage, but like older daughters. I think probably like around 13, 14, Swerve does. And his fiance, I don't know if they were engaged, but he was dating Jessie Kamea from NXT, but then she got cut and then she went to Stardom. But I don't think they're together anymore. So I don't know if that's who that's who he was talking about. Yeah, so Hangman said that was crazy.
He had mentioned the how Nana is just stealing his spotlight with all the dancing and t-shirts.
Yeah, and he's gonna use that. And he's gonna use that money to buy weed from a kid from high school. Nana starts fucking screaming, "No, I'm not!" Like, no, I'm not.
Someone's defensive.
Because he's doing it.
So good.
No, but the best part was he goes, all Nana's doing it to sell his t-shirts, and Nana goes, and he starts doing it. Like, bro, Nana, you're not beating the allegations here. But anyway, so he starts screaming, no, he's not. And fucking Hangman, he's saying, like, I used to work with kids. If you didn't know, Hangman used to be a teacher. He said, I taught them a lot of lessons. At Full Gear, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, and I'm gonna be. We don't need the cops. We don't need we don't need the law. I'm gonna be your judge, jury, and and executioner. Then he picked up the mic again after he threw it. And he's like, we don't need any of that. I'm gonna be your judge, jury, executioner.
Oh yeah, and then also it was made clear that if Hangman and Swerve touched, they both would be suspended. And
then he said, and Hangman says he wants to drag him down to hell because Hangman did say a couple of times in this week that he does want to kill Swerve. So there could be some manslaughter. This is an NXT, so
I was just about to make that joke. What is this? The NXT parking lot?
Yeah.
Nah. See, this isn't freaking.
Listen, there might have been a goddamn suicide on fucking NXT the last night. So
this is
Joe Gacy dead ass jumped off the fucking roof, which I don't think he did. I didn't think he threw his phone off, but the way it looked, he looked like he fucking just jumped off the goddamn roof.
Okay. There's also it's also not LAX on TNA killing a kid over a car. That was a fucked up storyline.
Well, they didn't kill him.
They allegedly killed him.
They didn't allegedly kill him. He was fine.
That's how
he ended up being fine. They visited him in a hospital.
Eddie Kingston almost killed a kid. Dude, it's cold blood.
We've all been there.
Had it coming.
Listen, I fucking work with kids, dude. You know how many fucking times there was like oh shit. Goddamn. A little too close to the goddamn road there. Anyway, Hangman says, listen, the clause was we can't touch each other or we're getting suspended on the matches and the match is off. But they never said anything about Nana. So fucking Hangman just goes right for Nana. He starts beating the shit out of Nana. Swerve can't do shit. He can't even touch him. So he's panicking. He tells the security to get in. One of the security guards was Jack Cartwheel, by the way, who is an amazing talent on the indies right now. But yeah, they stop. Hangman ends up hitting a buckshot lariat on one of them. And that's all she wrote.
Who sold it pretty well, by the way.
I mean, yeah, these are all indie wrestlers. He should have gave it to Cartwheel, but because Cartwheel, he was the smaller white guy there. But let me tell you something about Jack Cartwheel. Him and Hangman Page, that shit would go fucking stupid. That shit would go crazy. Jack Cartwheel has been on Rampage a couple times, so I listen. They should give him a look because
but Twitter's popping.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
Twitter's absolutely popping me right now.
Anyway, after this, we had in the back we had Adam, Roddy, and the Kingdom, and he gets Adam Cole on the fucking monitor, and he's saying like, Adam, I know who the devil is. It's MJF. Great intuition, Roddy. Very, very nice. And then Adam Cole goes, you know what? It's not him. It's not him. If anybody, it's probably you.
Adam.
Everything should case fucking closed. It's over. Roddy and the Kingdom are not the culprits. That shit is out the window. And I'm glad they did this to shut this shit down. Because now, and also going back to the Sean Ross Sapp tweet, he said that the people who are doing the attacks and wearing the mask are the people that will be revealed as the devil from what they've heard. That's very important here. From what they've heard.
How did they?
They could have heard differently, but from what they've heard, the people who are doing the attacks are going to be the ones who are going to be revealed as the devil in the crew.
This was when my phone was bugging out with service. How did Roddy and the Kingdom clear it? Just by saying that it's not them?
Roddy literally said, Roddy literally said, it's MJF. And Adam literally says, you know what, Roddy? I think it's you. At this point, it might be you. That's what he said. He said, with these allegations that you're throwing around, it might be you. And then he goes, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So this being acknowledged that they could be the culprits just eliminates all of them from the conversation. And that information.
I don't know.
No, there's no way, because why would they even acknowledge that? That'd be foolish.
It's
to try to make people think it's not them.
Yeah, but then when it's revealed to be them, it's like, oh.
And once again, like it's a very hard sell because.
Well, what about? It's just like, what if Cole said that to be like, what if you're the devil? Remember, they could be working together, like in storyline.
I really, because I don't think even
secretly.
I don't think Adam's even at television.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Adam's not. Yeah, it's none of these guys. This is over with.
So it's like what?
And if something happened, and if it's not that, like moment earlier, I forgot what it was.
It was yeah, I don't remember. But if it was because I put the report in, and we were speculating. You thought it was the Kingdom and Roddy, but them acknowledging it just completely eliminates them for me.
I 100% see like what you're saying and what you're getting at with that. Then also, like, are you still within the Jack Perry camp?
Yes, because there's been nothing to extradite him. Oh, and also that's the case too with Sean's. If it's true that the people who are doing the attacks are the people, then the Bullet Club War Dogs have been eliminated too, because when the first hack happened, they were in Japan, and they're in Japan right now.
Now remember, I think like the aha moment, or possibly from earlier. Remember when last week, I think it was last week, they, Acclaimed or Bowens got thrown through the glass. Yes. Joe just comes up, I guess you have no friends left. I don't know. With that, and tonight,
well, that was more that
sold me on them.
That was more of a fucking tease for him being his partner than anything that have to do with the devil stuff.
So, I don't know.
Okay,
I thought they were branching both together, and with him having no friends left about the Kingdom, it's like there's no reason for it to be the Kingdom if they're going to acknowledge it.
Unless it's this,
because there was one other line tonight that kind of sold me. I think it was when MJF was talking, and he just goes, "I let somebody in, and they got hurt." Or I forgot exactly what the line was, but then like that kind of just made me think more. It's just like he let Adam Cole in. People close to him are getting attacked. Cole is not at television in storyline and definitely in real life. I'm just saying, can't eliminate him.
So okay, here's my freaking Pepe Silvia Always Sunny
because
shit.
Why
thing.
Acknowledge it?
And also,
I get that, but just
hold
on.
Adam, hold on. Adam Cole does have a past with Jay White, and he was the first person to get attacked.
Okay. Now,
not out of the question. Go ahead.
He's got no fucking shit to do with the Acclaim though.
Hear me on that. Here's like my Pepe Silvia dartboard, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, red string theories that run through my head. We've all just worked ourselves into a shoot. It could be MJF all along. Who knows?
That's stupid.
That would be kind of dumb.
I know, it'd be very stupid. Get that. Also, I think everyone who is going to be revealed only started being under the mask with the Acclaimed attack. I think it wasn't 100% set in stone with the first attack, because everyone pointed out that the devil had a very feminine-esque figure, and didn't have as much broad shoulders as a male wrestler would have.
It's already been debunked that it's not Britt Baker.
No. I'm not saying it's Britt Baker, but I'm pointing out that maybe the first attack was not the set in stone people that they had in mind yet. Because
that was actually going to be a question I was going to
because
ask
people did point it out that the people who got that the Devil had less broader shoulders than a male wrestler.
Well, also remember you look slimmer in black. So
but not with like, look, I'm wearing black and my shoulders are still very broad. Christian's wearing black and his shoulders are very broad.
Yeah, but
you're wearing a dark color and your shoulders are broad.
What's it called? What I'm thinking here is that, first of all, this shit is not riding the kingdom anymore.
I can see that.
There's no fucking. It is completely out of bounds for them to even acknowledge that on television if it was them. I think it would be fucking booking malpractice if they go on television and they have Adam Cole. It's like maybe you're the guy. You guys are the devil, and it turns out it's actually them. That'd be like some fucking Scooby-Doo shit. That's literally fucking pulling off the mask. Oh, it's this guy we met in fucking 20 minutes ago at the front of the mansion. How do we know? Damn it. Come on, Scoob.
So you had, since I had also tried to at least slightly debunk the Jack Perry thing, because yes, he can get a haircut, but also I think there was a recent photo of him in recent times that he did not have a haircut.
But listen, the pictures could be fucking,
No, but it was like a very recent photo.
From what?
And you could also do a good job of concealing hair length.
And no.
Not
What I'm
with
saying,
something like that.
I don't take pictures of myself often, so I use the same.
No,
pictures.
but this was like him out in the
Where are you
wild.
going with that
Someone
one?
took a picture of him like out in the wild.
I don't take a
No pun intended.
I don't take pictures of my. Listen, I haven't taken like a fucking a selfie in probably 2 years. Half the pictures I have. Probably from 2 years ago. I'm fucking have 20 pounds.
But but this wasn't okay, Christian. This wasn't like he posted it. This was like someone had posted it. It was him, like out and about.
And that's the thing too. Even if it is, who gives a shit? You fucking dump a water bottle on your head. That's it.
With hair like his, it's really hard to conceal.
No, it's not. It's hair. You put a cap over it. How do you think fucking NFL players put in the
hair
goddamn
like that? His hair volume is a lot bigger.
You can have it straightened and put.
Bro, he's got it. Bro, he's got a fucking jumpsuit on. He's got a suit. He's got a fucking. He's probably got skin. Probably got like one of those morph suits. He's got a goddamn devil mask on. You're not gonna be able to check anybody's hair.
The one thing
it could be fucking No Way Jose in there, and we wouldn't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The one thing I keep coming back to is if it is, in fact, the 4 people, who the hell are the 4 people associated with Jack Perry?
Exactly. That's the one thing. That's why, I mean, MJF said earlier, we'll get to it, and he said hired goons, so maybe it could be just guys. But I was thinking, like, maybe, like, I even brought up last week, maybe Jack, Hammerstone, Holiday. Holiday could still potentially be Holiday. Hammerstone, I don't see, because that guy's built, and he looks like fucking Thor. And none of these guys look like fucking Thor. And so I don't think Hammerstone is going to be. Holiday, I even said Holiday could be his partner at a Full Gear. Instead of fucking Joe, if they want to move that along, but I do think it's gonna end up being Joe. But with this shit here, it's them alluding to Roddy in the cage, not even alluding, saying it. I think that is I think that would be horrific if they ended up doing that and it's actually them. I think that's so stupid if they would acknowledge that.
But also you have to look at it too that the glass thing could be a red herring going into it.
Sure, but I'm saying is if they objectively said on television, hey, what if it's you guys? That'd be fucking dumb. Because they're the most fucking likely people that people think of. If you polled Twitter, if you polled the audience, and he says, who do you think this shit is? Probably the most votes you're going to get is for Roddy in the Kingdom. So when you do something like that, and then it actually turns out to be them, you're not surprising anybody.
So here's one thing. I'm trying to go back to my brain. It'll come back to me eventually if you want to continue.
Here's
Christian.
one thing I'll do to counter your point, Christian. Would you rather have it be them or be 4 complete randos that are going to serve no purpose to the storyline?
Well, that's the thing. With that,
because that is an option, and
Yeah,
like I
but
said last week,
that's like
that's
with
kind
that
of
with
pathetic.
that, even with the whole storyline of this, the guys who it's gonna be are already going to be a background to the devil. They're never gonna be more important than whoever the devil is. They're fucking guys. And whoever it is, if it is people, they're not gonna be as important as whoever is behind the devil mask. If it isn't people, then yeah, it's gonna be they're just gonna be hired guns for whoever the devil is. But if they are actual names who are the goons, they're gonna end up being fodder for whoever the devil is.
All right.
So what people aren't thinking of is that if they do reveal the people under the masks besides the devil, they're not going to be as important as whoever the devil is. So if that happens, I'm not going to be really all that going crazy if it's not, because then it doesn't jeopardize people. I wouldn't say this jeopardized, because let's think about the Firm when that shit started, with MJF and the Firm. They were nothing but fucking guys for MJF. And this is the exact same shit. If it is 4 names.
Yeah, they had to course correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So they had to adjust that storyline.
Yeah, the only good side I could see if it's just 4 randos is that nobody is gonna get harmed, booking wise, from that to be fodder for fucking whoever the devil is.
So I had just remembered what I want to bring up. So we had mentioned this last week when it had happened, that it was a glass spot point. A lot of signs point to Jack Perry. Then we also called back to Jack Perry wanted to do a spot with real glass, and it wasn't that spot at all. I think that is 100% a thing that we are aware of, that he wanted to do something with real glass. And I don't think
before All In.
Yeah, before All In. But what happens if it was setting up into something else? A thing that he had an idea for a story that can be good with something like that. What happens if it was this? Because the plans were set into motion, thinking of this and how they want to build it out. Yeah,
that's the thing though about this though. I don't think they need to be, and I think they're alluding to the glass shit, but
But I'm saying, isn't that a fair idea?
What was he gonna do with the glass that Punk shut down? But they do not need that. But what I'm saying is they do not need to be making a storyline because of that.
I'm not saying because of that, but I'm saying, excuse me, could that be a fair idea? That they had this in mind, and then Jack wanted to think of stuff to help build the story going forward and have this idea.
I don't think so, because I think we were still a little while out from that. But I will say, with the glass shit and what people thought Jack would wanted to do with the glass back then, and them transforming that into a story.
I know is very dumb. Very dumb.
Where they should not do that, because listen, we follow this shit. The normal everyday viewer does not give a fuck about the sheets. They don't know what happened. They know something happened between Punk and Jack. They don't know the intricacies of it. That would be stupid. That's taking a niche within a niche. So they don't need to be doing nothing like that.
I would love to know if he actually tried to talk Tony Khan into it, or if
the glass spot? It got approved.
No, the one that. Well, I mean, obviously there was the one at All
Both
In,
got approved.
Wasn't there one?
Both were
approved.
No,
the one before that, which he wanted to do, got approved, and then Punk shut it down.
It was approved by staff. Punk got wind of it. Was like, hey, hold on, buddy.
Probably
hold
not
on.
the best idea. to use real
Don't
glass.
do this. But also, if it's from two, if higher ups think it's good, if the wrestler who's going to be taking the spot is consenting to that spot and thinks they can handle it, sure, it's gonna fucking suck. Sure, it's gonna leave a lot of fucking scarring. But
Yeah, see,
if
I would be a bitch and use fake glass.
But if the higher ups approve it, hell, I believe at that point even medical approved it because they had to go. Because remember, this is the time where you had to get a lot of spots proved by medical. Because we had that report from like earlier in the year.
Well, it's not just medical. You got to go through the agent of the match, the producer.
I know, yeah, but it's like you got the higher ups and you got medical. Mainly, those two are the stronger people who you have to convince this is an okay thing to do. And I think with that, it's okay. But of course, we had the whole entire story. Not gonna get into it anymore. But let's head into the next segment because we've been talking about this part for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
And that
the
went
one,
into
the one, yeah. Just the one thing I want to say about this is that this is gonna happen, and this will be revealed on Saturday.
Yes,
I think that is cut and dry here. With this, I don't expect to see something on Collision. I think probably the Acclaimed attack was the end of it. For now. But I will say, as I talked about last week, that first show
there being just a small appearance. By
I
the
can see it
person wearing
maybe,
the devil
yeah,
mask.
maybe
Just
like they did one in this show with
doing something like this or something.
They did one in this show with Wardlow,
Mike,
which we'll get to that because I actually think
Mike, I'm sorry, but if the fucking devil does this, internet's gonna fucking blow up thinking it's Punk again.
Yeah, you know, because if it listen, if you think
I wasn't even going there. I was just thinking like.
I know, but I know, but some dumb motherfucker.
If people think it's CM Punk, fucking Special Olympics are right around the corner.
Stop it.
Sign up.
Get some help.
Sign up.
Okay, here's the thing. This I don't think would give it away. If he did this and held it up to his ear, that would give it away.
No, any small thing that resembles Punk, these fucking dumbass fanboys.
No, because if somebody no. If somebody does that, if they do that, that's fucking Jack Perry. I don't know what to tell you, because if some
people at that point,
if the fucking guy does this on a vignette, that would be the fucking clearest fucking thing as day. That it's Jack Perry, and then you have a show in Chicago the next week.
Jack Perry comes out with cult personality.
What the fuck do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen? Fucking CM Punk's gonna go on a fucking like BP did after they fucking oiled up all the animals. The fuck's going to happen here?
Jack Perry's gonna come out to this fire burns.
I'm sorry. No, this is not gonna happen.
He's
done. Get the fuck over it. It's over.
I am fully done with the CM Punk news shit.
Anyway,
if he appears at Survivor Series,
I was just bringing up.
But I'm saying
you're gonna find out tomorrow.
No, but I'm saying, but like Mike, if the devil figure was to do that tonight, every single CM Punk fanboy is coming into their jars.
All right, we're going to talk about this Wardlow segment. I don't care if it happened early in the show. We're just gonna get all this devil shit done now. Wardlow, there was a vignette of Wardlow saying he's coming for MJF.
That was way later in the show.
Yeah, I don't care. They're talking about that. They're fucking have Wardlow doing that shit. He's beating up some people. He's coming for MJF. But at the end, the devil mask came on the screen and then the static went out. What I think is that Wardlow might end up being the next target.
That's what I just thought right before you said it.
The first thing I saw, I'm like, I think Wardlow's going to be the next target because it gets Wardlow off television. That gets to delay Wardlow and MJF so they could do whatever match MJF has at World's End. But whoever that is, I think Wardlow's getting fucked up.
Yeah, but see, like, does Wardlow have a match on Rampage? Does he have a match on Collision?
He doesn't need to. He just needs to get attacked in the back.
Okay,
right.
This thought just popped into my
head. Everybody has not been attacked in front of the camera. It's always been in the back.
This just popped into my head. So that like the vignette happened, and then the devil person comes up right after that. You just said it could be foreshadowing the next victim. That could be foreshadowing we may not find out on Saturday after all.
That's what I'm saying.
Very
too.
small
Like,
chance that happens.
Yeah, it's small chance. I do think there's a possibility, but we don't fucking know. And then this shit gets carried out until
Imagine
like
to World's End.
it could, but I don't need that.
That'd
Like, I don't do that for shows. Like where like I'm like I need to see all. I'm not selfish like you fucks. But anyway, it's. I mean, this guy was fucking asking for Osprey and Omega at fucking Arthur Ashe. I mean, come on, dude.
Fuck
the fuck we
you.
doing?
Well, I mean,
You
we
thought it
got
was a
him.
good idea too.
I
We
did.
did
I,
get an Omega
I
appearance.
did because it's my two favorite wrestlers, but fucking this guy's fucking asking for it. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you think this is?
A free world
Okay,
that
anyway,
I'm
so-
sadly living in.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so going back like 8 segments before the Wardlow vignette, we had Skye Blue versus Red Velvet.
This was a fun match. It actually was surprisingly a really good women's match.
Yeah, this is not bad. Red Velvet, she has been looking real good since she came back.
Yeah, she's improved a lot.
Yeah, she's improved. It looks like she has no ring rust whatsoever. Skye Blue has also just improved over the year. But this was good. This got a this is awesome chant. This is a very good match. The finish wasn't all that great because I think they muffed the code blue. But the match is great. I really enjoyed this. And now it confirms the Full Gear TBS title match it's a 3-way between Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, and Skye Blue. And I fully expect Skye Blue to turn in that match. And join Julia. I don't know about the House of Black, but just turn heel. I think they're probably gonna get tag matches out of it with like Willow and Statlander versus fucking Julia and Skye Blue. But this was a great match. Crips and the Bloods, blue and red. Nice stuff there. But yeah, I would really like to see Red Velvet get involved more. After she's done with like this little feuds, because she's been pretty solid. But anyway,
After this, we had the Miro vignette.
Well, I just want to say before that, the TBS title match with the 3-way, I don't think it's a closed case. That I think Stalin will probably retain because I think they should keep it on, but I don't think it's open and shut where she could I could see her potentially dropping it to Julia. Because I think Julia getting 2 title matches on 2 back-to-back pay-per-views is kind of curious. Which I find with Julia getting those opportunities because she's been really
Wouldn't
good.
be the first time that's happened in AEW though.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like I just think that's something to pay mind to. I don't think it's likely, but I think it's something to think about. But yeah, after this.
Yeah, the Miro vignette where he basically challenges Dancing Danny Garcia.
Yeah, so yeah, Andrade did sign with CJ Perry on Collision, and I'm actually very happy because this is going to get us a Miro Andrade match, and that's awesome.
Oh, Andrade's fighting Joey Janela at GCW.
Yes, he is. So Andrade and Miro most likely gonna be happening as a feud coming up. Very excited for that. And yeah, like the Collision guys, they actually got some solid stuff going down. But anyway, after this, did we have the Mariah May?
Yes.
So we had Mariah May and RJ City in the back, and Mariah was finally being able to meet Tony Storm on the fucking door. It says not Tony Storm, but RJ's got pull around this place. So he
every
knocks
time
on the door.
the door's open, it fucking goes black and white.
Black and white.
So Mariah
Nice
knocks
touch.
on the door, and Luther says she's very busy and shuts the door. But RJ's like, you know what, fuck it. And then he holds the door. He's like, listen, Mariah really wants to meet Tony.
I promise.
And then fucking Luther lets him in, and Tony's got cucumbers on her eyes. She's lounging on the fucking couch. She's not even looking at Mariah. Mariah's introducing herself like, I just came to the AEW. I'm so excited to meet you. I'm a big fan. I just came from Stardom. I followed in your footsteps. And Tony shakes her hand very nonchalantly. She does not give a fuck that Mariah is here, and Mariah is just confessing her love. Tony flips out. She says no autograph, and Mariah at the end says, "If you need anything, let me know," which that's gonna come into play. And then
Tune-up match.
Then Tony goes to Luther. Luther fucking contact head of studios, Mr. Khan, and request a tune-up match. So yeah, fucking Tony's getting a Rampage match against Emi Sakura for a tune-up. So
I listened.
They gotta put the title back on her. They have to. They have to.
100%. I listened to a clip from Salamonster earlier. I forgot the name of the movie they mentioned that this was being modeled after. Did you catch that clip by any chance?
Motherfucker, this looks like every black and white movie looks the same to me.
No.
I know. But to me, it does.
Well, to you, yeah. To me, hell no.
Because I don't watch that shit.
It visually looks the same.
Imagine that watching stuff with color gang. Oh God.
There's some good black and white movies that came out recently too.
Yeah, I'm not watching them.
That old time movie.
No, I know a black and white movie I'm watching.
Timeless Tony Storm.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
What's
All right. All right.
Jesus Christ.
They attacked me in the theater. No, they didn't. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, that's a fucking deep cut reference.
Okay.
Not gonna get into that. Don't need to wear my dashiki to the fucking movie theater, idiots.
Okay.
Anyway,
after this, we have
wait,
Samoa Joe.
Wait. We're not done talking about fucking Timeless Tony Storm. Fucking anyway, Tony.
I love how I'm the one usually holding segments.
That's the thing. I think that her getting the title back would probably be ideal, and I would love it. But I actually also think that it would be fine if she didn't. Mostly because, so you have a women's division, you have a title, you have the world title, you have the TBS title. Those are two storylines. Tony could be the third. She's so over where she's going to be on TV regardless. So that would be 3 segments for the women. Also, Tony is so fucking entertaining that she has surpassed the need for the title. She doesn't need it. She does not need the title. She's so over and entertaining where it's to the point where she doesn't need it. A lot of the women in the company, the ultimate end goal is the title, but Tony's already had it. And this is the best thing going in the women's division. So it's like to the point where she might not even need the title. But I do think I do think Mariah is getting involved and Mariah is going to help her win the title back. And I think the reign is going to be happening until Jamie gets back. And it's going to be, the whole thing is going to be like Tony just only has to defend it when she has to, and Mariah is going to wrestle everybody.
It could be like a this is a very dumb comparison that probably won't make sense with it, but like a Miz and Mizdow type thing. Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be completely that way.
But you kind of see it going in that direction.
No, I could see, like, I don't think it's going to be like that, like where they're doing the stunt double shit. Or I think Tony is just going to be like, no, I'm not going to wrestle. Mariah, you do it. I think it's going to be that. I think Tony's going to be sitting on her fucking director's chair with Luther and watching Mariah fucking wrestle everybody that wants to fight Tony for the title. And they have to do something to get Tony to fucking budge. But yeah, because Tony is completely whacked out of a fucking mind. And yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes.
All right, next up.
We had the Samoa Joe versus John Cruz squash match.
God.
Or Serpentico.
Who's that? Who's that?
John Cruz.
That's no.
John Cruz is John Cruz.
Hell, like okay, Mike. If John Cruz was Serpentico, why did Serpentico go on Twitter and say John Cruz is a bum?
Exactly. What the fuck's the matter with you?
I love this shit.
Stupid motherfucker, bro. Unbelievable.
They have like one.
I love this shit.
Like, how can they be the same person? Hell,
yeah, it's like fucking Elias and Ezekiel.
For all we know, Serpentico has always been Sammy. Because remember, Sammy was Serpentico at one point.
Sammy was also
well,
Fuego.
literally once, and you could tell the difference.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
John Cruz, Serpentico, not the same person. Serpentico called him a fucking bum.
I love this.
He's a fucking bum. He lost his tag. Actually, no, it was funny. Luther was on TV in the next segment. Serpentico's worst enemy, John Cruz, is on television. So that was pretty crazy. Anyway, we had Samoa Joe beats the shit out of John Cruz. There was a great fucking spot where Joe did the walking away spot, and John Cruz was for the dive.
This was
like
honestly one of the best ones.
This might have been the best one. This shit was incredible. But yeah, after the match,
literally just like
Joe gets on the mic and he basically says, "Listen, I'm from SoCal, MJF. How about you come to my hood, and because you need a friend." And he's just trying to get to be MJF's partner again. So that was that.
He lost the title match.
After this, we had the.
Oh yeah, we had that really short Continental Classic promo, which they announced literally nothing, and that led into Penta.
Well, yeah, it's the same one from Collision.
Yeah, and that led into Penta and Commander versus Young Bucks, which was
they try to get Phoenix. They try to get Phoenix this man, but he's not ready to come back yet.
Actually, I was wrong. Serpentico tweeted John Cruz has the IQ of a baked potato.
He's a scumbag. Fucking piece of shit, that guy.
I love when wrestlers do this shit.
Anyway, yeah, so we had that go. But yeah, obviously they were in California. All the Young Bucks family was there. They showed his sister, they showed their sister, they showed their parents, their family, their everybody. And I think the last time they usually wrestled the Lucha Bros in California. So it was cool to see Penta in there with them. But yeah, this was fucking great. This was a great match, and
100%.
And
a great match in front of a terrible crowd.
This was a great match. Obviously, well, I thought the crowd was good for this match because it was a hometown. Everybody here was hometown except Commander, I think. But yeah, this was very good. The spots in here were insane. Obviously, the Young Bucks show out every time they're in their hometowns. That's what makes me even more excited, and why I think people are sleeping on this their pay-per-view match. But I thought this was great stuff. The near falls were excellent. The spots here were excellent. It's a standard fucking Bucks versus Penta and whoever is tagging with a match, and this was great. The finish came from Commander did a springboard. Nick Jackson nailed this fucking guy right between the legs in the balls with a kick, and then I think it was Nick, hit the fucking Judas effect on Commander.
He did,
and then they hit the BT trigger on Commander. They pinned him, and they won the match. After they got interviewed by Lexi, and they said, "Why did you cheat to win?" And they said, like, "Well, we just don't care anymore." And then here comes Kenny. He's like, "What the hell was that, guys? What are you guys doing?"
Yo, so you want to cheat in front of your friends and your family?
Yeah. So Kenny was pissed off. Here comes Jericho, and they're like, "Oh, here's this guy. Here's this guy. Get him out of here." They start fighting with Jericho. Kenny's breaking him up. He's fucking pissed off.
You realize Jericho's doing
just building up to the match at the pay-per-view.
Jericho's doing the same thing Don Callis did, driving a wedge between the Bucks and him until the Bucks.
Because that's the point. That's the point, because the Bucks were telling Kenny, he's literally the same guy as Don. There's nothing different from him and Don. They said that in the first promo. It's like he's just like Don. So that's very good part of the story there, and yeah, good stuff. Excited to get healed Bucks. The Bucks will be fully healed after the pay-per-view.
It's like they also brought that up too. We're being the best versions of ourselves. Hell, weren't you better when you were a heel too, Kenny? Come on, remember what made you popular.
After this, we had the Guns just waste some fucking jobbers. Peter Avalon.
Hey, that's Peter Avalon.
Peter Avalon, Dean Alexander. What I said was correct. Fucking, they hit the 310 to Yuma. That was all she wrote. They cut a quick promo hyping up the MJF 0 hour match. That was really it. After this,
we had the Wardlow vignette, which you mentioned earlier, and that led into the
Like a Dragon Gaijin.
This match was so
this was
fucking
wild.
Sick.
Dude,
you got Majima
Wait,
Takeshita.
This match was stupid, but it was fucking awesome.
wait. The promotion for this match was fucking great because everybody had their own Like a Dragon Yakuza poster. It had the fucking Sega shit all over it. It was fucking sweet, dude.
Majima Takeshita.
Did yeah. So first of all, here comes the Don Callis family, which I actually like this Titantron for them. I think they should keep it. But yeah, so they had Majima. They had Majima fucking Takeshita, Goro Majima. They had Brian Cage looked like Ryu, but he wasn't. Then Kyle Fletcher and Brian were in their street fight garb. So was Powerhouse Hobbs. And here comes the Golden Lovers, Kenny and Ibushi. They were in their normal gear. Kenny had great new gear. He had the Sega logo on it. He had the I forgot what the
Cage had his own Sega logo gear, but it's a Cage on it.
It said Cage on it. I forgot what the fucking Like a Dragon. What was the publisher? Not the publisher. Ryuga Gotoku is he had their logo on it, which is the company that makes it, and Sega, who's the publisher. Bushi had his regular gear on, and Paul Wight and Chris Jericho had suits on, just like the Yakuza. I wish when they were walking in, when they showed that, Ibushi had Kiryu, because I think Kazuma Kiryu, I think is his name. I know his name's Kiryu. I know the character. I wanted to play these games for a while, but I just never had time to because there's so many of them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ibushi had Kiryu's fucking silver suit and the red button up. So I thought that was pretty cool. Kiryu is the main character of the Yakuza franchise. If you've seen a couple of Yakuza memes with that Baka Mitai song, you do know who Kiryu is.
I've seen in at Suffolk. Even before you even came around, Christian, it was a big thing down in the gaming room that Suffolk used to have.
Gaming room.
Yep, there was a gaming room. Yep.
See, I don't know anything about Suffolk, bro. I was in there and I got out as fucking fast as possible.
Yep, there was a game. Well, it was originally where the Starbucks was. Then we moved down to the basement.
There was a Starbucks.
There's still a Starbucks,
dude. When I went to that fucking school, I never went to the cafeteria. First it was all the COVID stuff, but when everything opened up, literally, I went there
and got the fuck out.
I rushed in, and as soon as it was over, I was fucking out of there because I was either going to Chipotle or going to work. I wanted to go home and go to sleep.
I went to a lot of the buildings, but so it was where the Starbucks is now. Then we moved to the basement. We called it the Alcave because where the Starbucks was, it was called the Alcove. Alcave basement. Haha, funny joke we came up with. And now it's just gone. They got rid of the gaming room.
Alright, so getting into this match, fucking first off, we had some Golden Lover activities going down from the Golden Lovers against the Keshta. Quickly into the match, Paul Wight and Powerhouse Hobbs, they broke off. Fucking Paul Wight chokeslammed Kyle Fletcher through a table off the fucking ramp. Then him and Hobbs fought to the back. Takeshita and Jericho went up. They went up to the concourse, and Ibushi, Fletcher, Omega, and Cage stayed ringside. And all around the ring, there was a great spot where Ibushi got on a fucking bike, in the fucking video game with a pipe, and he wasn't even hitting these motherfuckers. He was love tapping the shit out of all these guys, and they had to sell for it, which made it even funnier because he's trying to keep his balance. He was literally going. But the best part, this shit was vintage Ibushi. Vintage Ibushi.
Ibushi neck bump off
so Ibushi is fucking riding the bike. Here comes Brian Cage. He clotheslines Ibushi off the bike, takes a fucking neck bump on the floor. You cannot make this shit up. You can't make it up. Of course, if you fucking if Ibushi was in a pillow fight, he's fucking landing on his neck. All right, I don't know. He has a surgically repaired neck.
So. Then
I can't stop him, and neither can we. So
we cut to the back. Hobbs and Paul are just beating the shit out of each other. They're on top of a pallet. Paul's about to throw Hobbs on top of this car, but Hobbs in reverse. It does a
Hobbs picks this fucking gigantic ass motherfucker up and just tosses him onto this car. He bounces off the car. I don't know how this shit got through, but Jesus Christ, it looked good. But Christ Almighty, the fact that like Paul Wight can't even like walk straight, and you fucking just tossing this fucker on a car.
I know this was a planned spot, but in my heart of hearts, I was waiting for Sean Ross Sapp or Purist to tweet.
That's real glass.
So that bump did not go according to plan. Paul Wight is actually hurt.
I wouldn't be surprised because he fucking.
And that was it. He was done.
Which was good. He should be done. Nobody should be recovering from that. At his size. So yeah, they keep cutting to the back. He's getting worked on, but Hobbs. That was it for Hobbs and Paul Wight.
I was half expecting Captain Insane will come running down the ramp.
No, that would have been fucking. That guy changed skins. But yeah, here comes fucking Takeshita. Takeshita and Jericho are on the concourse. They're in the VIP lounge. They're fucking fighting. He's DDTing him onto some cushions. And then they're in the concourse. He's hitting him with a fucking garbage pail lid. There's this woman behind the Bud Light stand that has to be the greatest day ever.
She's no-selling it too.
I mean, she's not part of the act. And she's not part of the fucking the universe here, but this probably was the best day of work for this woman in ages because she's fucking standing there. Takesha's on top of the fucking vending machines behind her, and he's jumping off to hit Jericho. He fucking blows a goddamn fire hydrant.
No,
Jesus Christ.
No, but before that, freaking he goes into the fridge, gets a Modelo. Cracks it against Jericho's head. Shoot can shot too. Your man friend wants to see the Larry Bird show on HBO Max. I only saw clips of it. Seems pretty good. It's a Laker bio series.
Anyway,
but,
yeah. So besides that, Jericho comes back down because Takeshita was dealt with. Then it was Kenny and Ibushi and Kyle and Brian Cage, and they were fighting in the ring. They were actually having a great sequence. There was a great spot where Hobbs came back and started beating the shit out of these guys. He gave Kenny a really great World's Strongest Slam. Kenny smashed Kyle Fletcher in the fucking head with a glass bottle. Kyle ended up.
I think it's like I think it's
wrong
the
for both of them.
Kenny looked like he hurt his hand doing because he stuffed him with that shit.
Thing is, I think it's the sugar glass bottles too.
Of course it is. They're not going to use a real bottle.
And I'm moving soon. And wow, that's a delay in the stream. Hardcore. Is he watching on a heavy delay?
No.
Is he just watching from the beginning?
No, he should be watching live. That he probably just forgot to ask earlier.
And yes, I am.
Also, Ibushi was hit with a great spine buster by Hobbs, and after this fucking guy Brian Cage from the second rope outside to the from the inside of the ring to out, he suplexes Kenny Omega through two tables that exploded. This was
finally
great.
A double table spot going right.
This was fucking great, and so they were fighting for a little bit more. Then Kyle Fletcher gets Ibushi in a tombstone position and tombstones him through a fucking Japanese menu, and a fucking whole table and a bed of chairs. I thought Ibushi looked like he was fucking dead. So that was it for Ibushi for a little bit. Jericho came back. Kenny V-triggered the shit out of Hobbs. They get. And then he gets a Judas effect. He immediately gets up. They go get duct tape. They duct tape Hobbs's arms to the rope, and he's fucking stuck there. They duct tape his mouth shut. So Hobbs is completely defenseless. Kenny breaks the fucking bottle over his head. He hits the fucking thing over his head. He hits him with a chair. So yeah, that was pretty good.
And V triggers him.
V triggers him as well.
Then comes Brian Cage.
In comes Brian Cage. Kenny hits him with a fucking poison rana, and then they hit him and Ibushi hit the golden trigger to him, and Kenny hits the one-winged angel, pins Brian Cage, and they win the Like a Dragon street fight. This was a lot of fun. It was
Nah.
really, really goofy, but I
We have
loved it.
to
This was a
talk
lot of
about
fun, and all the
the-
talent in this was great.
We had to talk about the best part about this ending part. So you have Kenny's music playing, you have the ref holding up the hands, then you see Ibushi coming with a shovel.
Oh,
Yeah, because this motherfucker didn't think the match was over. He was ready to go. See, this is why if I was in a fucking street fight, I want to roll with Ibushi. Ibushi gonna slide for me, yo. He gonna slide for me. Dude, if anything happened to if anything happened, fucking Ibushi would spin for a motherfucker. All right. If anything happened to Kenny, that motherfucker's sliding. All right. I'd slide for fucking.
I like how
I'd slide for me to get Ibushi.
you had
yo.
Paul Turner being like, "Hey, it's over." He's like, "Huh? I don't care." Gets in.
Dude, I got scared because when he got on the bike, I didn't think it was a pipe. I thought he had a Roman candle. Because I'm like, if you
Oh,
know
no.
Ibushi and his history with Roman candles, it's either he's fucking shooting it at somebody or he's shooting it at himself, or he's putting it in his mouth.
I don't think they would
so-
allow him that because he would have shot a fan with the Roman candle.
Yeah, well, then he probably would have took a neck bump. But anyway,
The kid,
yeah.
a kid comes hops the rail, pushes
but
him
before
off
we
the bike.
yeah, but this
sells
was
for
great.
him.
Before we get to the next segment, it was announced the graphic is out, and it was tweeted out by Tony Khan that Kota Ibushi finally is all elite. He got the graphic,
We've
the
been
Golden
waiting.
Star, won the Sega Like a Dragon Gaiden street fight tonight on AEW Dynamite, and now it's official. Kota Ibushi is all elite. That's an incredible pickup. I mean, that's one of the best wrestlers there is, one of the best wrestlers ever, one of the best wrestlers in the world. So very excited.
But now
that,
it's time to put him in
that
some
he's
real
finally
matches.
all elite. Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely not moving to America.
Okay. I just had a fucking.
I really want to
brain-
see a real Gold Lovers run though too, because they never really got a real year-long run.
So, I just thought of this. Do you think they put Ibushi into the round robin tournament for the international, or the whatever they call it?
If he's
Continental
here,
Classic.
if he doesn't want to go home for that long,
All right.
it really depends on what.
I'm
how
just
that's gonna
saying,
go.
is that a possibility that he
It's
fights in
absolutely a
that?
possibility. It just depends on if he
If he
is
wants
going
to
to stay. Yeah,
Because just like imagine a Bryan Danielson Ibushi match.
that's happened before.
You
But, like, I'm talking about,
stupid
like,
idiot.
I'm talking about like
Yeah, modern.
current
Absolutely, I would love to see that. But yeah, that's actually happened before. Brian actually said in the Cruiserweight Classic when Ibushi was in it that he's never been kicked harder in his life than from Ibushi. But anyway,
Just for reference, I was not calling either one of you stupid idiots.
I know
I'm
you're
watching
probably
yeah,
one
we
of the
know,
hockey
bro.
Games.
Yeah, we know.
which team?
Very bad play.
Who's playing?
Oh, the Canucks just made a horrible play in their own zone and gave the puck away. Islanders scored like 2 seconds later.
Oh, cool.
And yeah,
Great.
that bled into the show rundown. Unless you want to save that for last.
Yeah, we didn't really get much of a Rampage lineup, but because we're getting Collision on Friday this week, because obviously the pay-per-view's on Saturday. So the only thing on Rampage that has been announced is Emi Sakura versus Tony Storm, and on Collision it's going to be Daniel Garcia versus
They
Miro.
also announced
We're gonna get
for Rampage.
Saraya. Oh yeah, go ahead.
They also announced the Renee sit-down interview with
Oh, and
MJF
Jay White.
and
Jay White.
also Jay White. It looks like they're going to be separate, or else they would have
Yeah,
probably made it the
definitely
same
separate.
graphic. And yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
Tony Storm
yeah.
versus Emmy.
Collision. We have Daniel Garcia and Miro. We have
Dax Harwood
Saraya.
versus Roosh.
Dax Harwood and Roos. They're gonna beat the
That's
shit out
gonna
of.
be a
They're
good
gonna
match.
beat the fucking pissing shit out of each other. Then we
Oh,
got
yeah.
Saraya and Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida. And I think that's all that was announced for Rampage. Not Rampage. Collision.
Yeah,
And
those
then we
three.
got to MJF. And MJF he comes down, the world champion. He gets on the mic. He apologizes for everybody that he's wronged and everybody that he's got caught in the crossfire for being who he is. And he says he was pissed, and he basically cut a half promo on Jay White, and then at the second half he talked about the devil. He's like, whoever's doing this shit,
Whoever stole my mask.
yeah, whoever stole my mask, fucking, he's pissed off about this. That he's better than you. You know it. That's what he said about Jay White. Let me see what he said here. Oh yeah, MJF said he's gonna find out who you are, who I am, and there's gonna be hell to pay. So he's kind of prone to the devil. Here comes Jay White. Jay White basically talks down. He's trying to expose MJF for what he's doing. He's like, you are the villain. You've always been. You always will be. He's trying to cut him down, saying like, you trying to be this big babyface. You trying to be this good guy is bullshit. It's all a facade. You're always gonna be a piece of shit, and it's never gonna change.
So,
and I'm better than you, and they know it, and you know it.
Sean Ross Sapp on his live stream today has now speculated that the Tony Khan signing for this weekend is 51% Ospreay and 49% Mercedes.
All right, well,
I would say Mercedes.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
if it is Ospreay, that's huge.
Huge. And listen, if he was able to get Ospreay this early, that means he was fucking in the trenches. Like, this guy's, I'm glad, because it should be Tony's top priority to get Ospreay. Top.
Oh, 100%.
Re-sign MJF and get Ospreay, which I think MJF has already re-signed, obviously, because I really think that's happened. I think they're just playing it up. But anyway,
it's going to be interesting, though. It's a speculation that he's re-signed, but imagine, once again, we are in the dark until December 30th.
There's really no way he didn't sign. There's no way they would have put the title on him.
I know that, but
there's no way. That would be fucking.
I said I know this. I know that putting a title on him as he's out the door, dumb. But also, like we said, we said Cody is never gonna leave.
No, that's very different. Cody was working without a contract. MJF is threatening
Cody
to leave.
also screwed himself out of ever getting the title.
Well, not even that. Not even that. I'm just saying, Cody was working without a contract, and Tony didn't pick up his fifth year, not his fifth year, his option year, which he could have, and he would have been there for another year. MJF is threatening to leave, and then they put the world title on him. There's no fucking possibility that they did not they did not re-sign it to an extension. There's no way. There's no way.
Unless that would
have been legal and fucking malpractice for him to do something like that.
So unless they just did it just to sweeten him possibly re-signing, and it's still
no. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
We will find out.
Tony Khan would be a fucking fool, if he did it, and I don't think he is.
You know what? We will find out December 30th.
I think we have found out when they put the title on him. That's really, I think, when we found out.
So we will see. So yeah, let him play out.
Here's a question for you two.
Yes.
Since I think
just to end the show, yeah, they Bullet Club Gold beat him up. They put him down. Then they posed. They went off the air.
Yeah. Alvarez brought this up, and I kind of had thought about it earlier too. What if the initial person they were planning to be the devil, they've not course corrected, they've switched to somebody else? Do you think that's a possibility?
Maybe.
Because you're doing all this for an end goal. And that end goal is literally the person. The devil could be anybody right now. But the end goal is for this person to feud with MJF or somebody.
Hell, for all we know, the devil's Tony Khan. He's an on-screen character.
You get Marco Stunt be the fucking devil right now. It wouldn't matter. It's the end goal is whoever it's going to be. There's no way they didn't have this planned, because literally it could be anybody right now. But when you made the storyline, the end goal was, all right, this is who it's going to be. And this is where we're going with this. This right now, what we're in right now, is the small, easy part. The hard, big part is when it actually gets revealed. That's when the real booking comes into play.
Mm-hmm. Because one, it has to be important. It has to be
Absolutely.
Someone that people are gonna sink their fucking teeth into.
You know, the longer we've talked, throughout this episode of Dynamite, the more I'm thinking it's not going to get revealed on Saturday.
And it very well might not be.
Especially after that Wardlow vignette.
But I think...
And Christian bringing it up.
I think it would be smart to do it on a pay-per-view. That's just me though.
They got absolutely.
World's End.
No, just
That-
I'd rather have them do it now.
I
We're
agree with Christian.
We're at the height of speculation, and if it is a guy like Jack Perry, you have that Chicago show.
I think it would be wise to show off who it is that like Saturday rather than not show it off at all.
This is the height of it's the height of speculation. You got to do it.
I think at least maybe have the Devil get cornered by like have the Devil like appear.
Okay, so who is everyone that's been attacked so far?
Jay White, the Acclaimed.
That's it?
That's it.
Jay White and the Acclaimed, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're not revealing it Saturday.
They could do Wardlow on Collision.
They could.
I may or may not be home, but I'm definitely not going to be home Saturday night, so I'm going to have to watch this pay-per-view on Sunday, unfortunately. But
yep, it'll be me and Christian running the show.
Yeah, I will. I'll send you guys in my predictions. But if they don't attack Wardlow on Friday this week, that's going to convince me that they're not revealing it on Saturday.
I really don't think they don't have to, because even if they did the shit with Wardlow, I also think that I think on the pay-per-view they could attack Joe after the match, because I think Joe's gonna end up being MJF's partner, and I think after the match they'll do a vignette of Joe getting his ass beat in the back.
Here's the thing about that, though. It's just like Joe has a bad intention.
It doesn't matter.
Because Jay White was the first one attacked.
It's anybody who's involved with MJF. Jay White's feuding with them. The Acclaimed are friends with him. It doesn't matter. It's just anybody who's around MJF is gonna get fucking bit. Directly around him. Jay is directly with him. He's feuding with him for the title. The Acclaimed are directly with him. They helped him in a tag match. Who else is gonna help him with a tag match? Joe.
Yeah, because he's trying to get a title shot.
Yep. But how do you delay that title shot? Gets attacked. How do you delay? How do you delay Wardlow getting this fucking nigga by the neck? Get him attacked.
So
you could this can be done.
That just convinced me even more. They're not revealing
Collision, and then the pay-per-view. You could just do that and then just reveal them at the end.
All right, it's gonna to be determined on what happens.
They could not
Rampage and Collision. Your mic cut out.
They could attack anybody. They could not
switch to webcam.
I gotta love technology.
They can. Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah, now it's back.
It's good now?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yes. You're good.
I can't hear you. Great.
Oh, that's
I'm good.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Anyway.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's like they don't have to do it. They could just fucking have the person get revealed at the end. They don't have to attack anybody else. They could actually keep attacking people after, which they will do. They're going to attack more people after the reveal.
True, but I feel like it would add more. It would add something if they delay it a little bit. Because when was Grand Slam again? September 20th?
Something or other.
Yes, it was.
I mean, it's been less than 2 months, so they can delay it by one more pay-per-view if they wanted to.
See, this is all semantics that we're talking about here. And because it's literally just it's a thing where it's like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know? So we'll see.
Can that be the
Rest of the week.
tiebreaker for Saturday?
Maybe. Wrestle
Yeah,
Week?
actually, Zach, get back to me on that one.
What
For the
what
predictions
sir?
title.
Yeah, we'll do it when we fucking do the predictions.
What if it gets revealed on Saturday?
Yeah.
I think we get
That
an
would be-
We can have
appearance.
that as
that
one of,
that
or we
that
can
would
have
be
it
the
as one of the
tiebreaker.
tiebreakers.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying this preemptively. I think we just see him appear at the top of the ramp at the end of the show.
As
That would be kind of lame.
Yeah.
It would be
Maybe?
lame, but fuck it.
Oh,
no,
here's the one.
they're not
here's
gonna
the
do.
one-
They're not gonna do all that just to have him stand there.
Here's one more thing that I forgot to mention earlier, and Christian, you brought this up. Well, I mean, while you were talking is what made me think this.
Mhm.
Sometimes the most obvious people or person it could be is the best option.
No,
Because
yeah,
swerving people for the sake of swerving
swerve
people
is not good.
Usually is not good.
yeah. I'm a big proponent of predictable doesn't mean bad, and obvious doesn't mean bad. In this situation, I don't think that's the case. Because they've already not fucked themselves over. They've already made it a point to make people believe that we don't know what the fuck is happening. The speculation, because this is actually one of the few times in wrestling where
It's not.
we
obvious.
actually don't. It's not obvious. This could go in multiple different directions, and we don't know. So, we'll see.
Yep. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you all for watching Wrestler of the Week. I'm going to give it over to Jon Moxley because that big boot he did to Orange Cassidy off the apron looked fucking gnarly.
I'm going to go with Kota Ibushi for the bicycle spot that made me laugh my ass off. And also for taking that bump, or the tombstone bump, on the whatever the hell it was, on the bed of chairs.
Okay.
Hangman was a close second, though, for that promo.
For me, I'm gonna give it to Commander. Commander, he's been having great matches on Rampage and Collision, on Dynamite. Guy's very good. He's been consistent every time they call upon him, and very, very good stuff from Commander tonight too.
Yeah. Guys, thank you all for watching. Come back on Saturday for me and Christian's pre and post show for AEW Full Gear. No watch party because I'm not setting up all the graphics because I'm too fucking lazy. So there's that.
Big mood.
And also, I might not watch Rampage or Collision tomorrow because I want to sleep because I'm exhausted.
It's not tomorrow. It's on Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm
Dummy,
traveling.
yeah.
Fuck
But
you. Yeah.
we do have a
We
pretty
do
good
got we got some shit tomorrow, and I'm gonna be
Thursday
a
Night Football.
very, very happy motherfucker by the end of tomorrow night, or I'm gonna be a very, very violent motherfucker by the end of tomorrow night.
Yeah, for once a good Thursday.
I'm
Night
gonna
Football
be
matchup.
listen. I'm gonna be fucking primal tomorrow night.
I
If you saw the fucking hype video that the Ravens put out, they put Edgar Allan's Poe's poem in the background. They're doing a blackout, and they're wearing the all black jersey, which is the best jerseys in the fucking NFL. I'm ready to fucking kill somebody.
Man,
and that
you had
motherfucker is
a,
Joe Burrow.
You're having a great Thursday Night Football. I wish I never watched Sunday Night Football. I was depressed.
That's what happens.
me and Mike were both fucking depressed. Let's not get into that.
All I'm gonna say is I was still pissed Monday morning
I think I was.
into Tuesday.
I was in North Carolina
yesterday.
I wasn't able to watch it, but I was able to watch it in a Discord with a group of friends. And it made it better because we were joking, but kind of wish I never watched it. I kind of wish I stuck with the ability not to watch it.
I have to stick with my sports team because if you stick with them through the worst of times, the best of times feel that much better.
Yeah, I said that about the Mets, and that only got me a good 2015 year. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. We will catch you on Saturday and all that jazz. Goodbye.
Good night, Bang.